guys, it's Rion / Kiddo Koder. I'm back with another video. Before I get on with the video, I just want to say one thing. I'm really sorry that I haven't posted in a while. I've just been busy in other things also. Back with the video. In this video, I'll be showing off my new game, Save the Magic Mirror. I haven't posted it on Scratch yet or anything, but I am going to do it in a while. So, in this video, I'm just going to be talking about what the code is for all the stuff. And I'm going to be showing you how the game works. So, let's get on with that first. So, let me just put this in full screen. This is how the game works. So, these rocks will move and try to hit this mirror. And you have to try to block it with your cursor. So, I think you can only play this with your laptop. So, there's a timer. So once the timer hits 40, you win. But if the rocks hit your mirror 5 times, you lose. So don't mind this you lose thing. I played this before. So yeah, let's start. So right now I'm blocking all the rocks with my cursor, and I'm gonna wait. So look, I'll just let one rock hit. Okay, see? The rock gets damaged, and then the rocks go back to their original place, and they try to hit it again. So this game is actually pretty hard for me, but I think for some people it's gonna be kind of hard. But let's just make the timer hit 40. So let's just keep on going. Once the timer hits 40, it'll stop everything and display you win. I got 3 hits, so yeah, it's kind of hard. So, but we kind of won. So, first I'll be showing you the code for the mirror. I'll be displaying them one by one, so let me just put them in an order. I'm gonna display them in. Okay. So, this first line of code. This displays where the mirror, this block, displays which place the mirror is going to go in when you start the game. The second block of code right here, this displays which costume it's going to be. I explained costumes in another video, and I'll put the link in the description below. And this is one of the variables. So wait, let me just put this back here. So this is one of the variable blocks. If you haven't seen like any of my videos, actually, you could go in the link in the description. But I'm just gonna quickly explain what variables are. Variables are basically names for things, like let's say how many times a rock hits the mirror. It's the variable counts how many times something's happened, or you could set it to do anything you want. Like if the time equals 40, then you could display what you want to happen. So this variable says at the start, when this flag is clicked, to set the variable hits to 0. So like it doesn't like start at 3 and then like once I hit 5 and yeah. And now this block sets it so this mirror can't be dragged anywhere. I can drag it right now since I'm like the operator or whatever you called it. But at the start, it will go back to its original place. But when you're actually playing the game, you can't drag it anywhere. So, on to the next line of code. This line of code. And there's this forever loop, and the forever loop is when whatever you have inside the forever loop will happen, well, forever, until the game is stopped. So, here, inside the forever loop, I put if, and then I put this little operator here, which is like, let's say, time equals 50. So I put hits. If the hits equal 5, like when you hit 5, when the rock hits the mirror 5 times, the backdrop will switch to the backdrop you lose, and that's the background. So the backdrop is the background. I have 3 backdrops, so it'll switch between those 3, I mean. And after, so once it hits 5, like once the variable hits 5, it'll switch the backdrop to you lose, and it'll stop the whole game. And then this is another line of code, the third line of code in the mirror, and this displays another forever loop, except this is the you win forever loop. Like this is the for you lose one, and this is the you win one. This is when this time hits 40 seconds, then it'll switch the backdrop to you win, and after it does that, it'll stop everything that's happening in the game. So the next thing is the last line of code in this sprite is this one. It's the one that changes the variable hits by 1 each time the rock hits it. So don't mind these like sprite 4, sprite 3, like all those types of sprites. I only named this one ball, and I'm supposed to name it rock. I don't know why I named it ball. So basically these 5 sprites are the rocks. So it says if touching any of the rocks, let's say, and then it says if touching any of the rocks, then it would go to the next costume. The costumes of this displays how much it is broken. So it'll switch to the next costume and change this by 1. Once it hits 5, you lose. But if the timer hits 40 before the variable hits changes to 5, you win. Now I'm going to go on to the rocks, it's called lines of code. In each of them I have 4, except in this one I have 5, since this is the timer one right here. So I'll go over the first line of code here first, of course. So first, this is the same thing. Like, I think we also have this here. So this one switches the backdrop, so the background, to the background number 1. Background number 1 is just this white blank one. So that's what that code does. This one, like this code right here, this piece of code right here, and here are the same thing. So they determine where the rock will go at its starting place, like where it will start. Then then this piece of code is where to point in the direction. So because I need this to move to the left, and this usually moves to the right if it moves steps, I have to flip the thing over, and if it's in direction 90 degrees, then I have to put it in direction, I have to put it in minus 90 degrees. So yeah, it'll be in minus 90 degrees, and usually it moves right, so it'll move left. This just determines what direction it'll point in. This is the same block right here. I already told you what it does. It sets it so you can't drag the rocks anywhere. Okay, on to the next line of code. The next line of code changes this timer. So it says how you could change it. So each second, it starts, it puts a 1 here, and it waits 1 second, so this puts a wait, and then it does this again, and then it waits and does this. Since this is in a forever loop, that's going to happen forever until the game is stopped. A third line of code here is again a forever loop, except that it's when the rock touches the mirror. When that happens, it'll tell the rock to go back to its starting position. And this is just to make the rock move. So if I put this in play, the rock's gonna move. Wait, let me just stop this. Okay, so then this line of code tells the rock when it's touching your cursor, this thing that I'm moving around right here to drag all these, when it touches it, to go back to its starting position, just like this, except touching your mouse. And then all these other rocks have the same lines of code, except that I put them at different speeds and at different areas. So wait, let's just do this. So this ball 5, it'll move 2 steps per, I don't know, second, I don't know. This will move 3 steps each time it hits, and this will move again 2 steps. This will move 3 steps, and this will again move 2 steps. And you might say, what happened to this line of code right here? Isn't there supposed to be 4 in each, like 4 lines of code in each rock? But I found out a way for 2 of these things, these 2 lines of code, to combine to make it into one. So I put the OR block here and I put these blocks inside. It's the same thing as this, except in 1 line of code. That's what these lines of code are for my new game, Save the Magic Mirror. In this one just says, this one has 5 since it also needs the timer one, and this also has the background, so you could change the background. So that's my game, Save the Magic Mirror. I'll just show you some gameplay now. So I'll put this here, and I'll play the game like 1 or 2 more times, and I'll show you what happens when you lose. But I'm gonna just do this. See how the timer changes by each 1 second. I know it's not exact, but because like you don't know how fast the line of code goes. So yeah. So that's 1 hit. I'm just gonna let 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I know it hit 6 because 2 hit right before the end, but otherwise it stops at 5 and it displays you lose. That's my new game, Save the Magic Mirror. Please like and subscribe this video and share this video to anybody you know. And if in the comment down below, can you please tell me which videos would you like to see more? Street hockey videos or coding videos? Bye.